On this Ram 1500 Classic with the 5.7 Hemi, P0135 is an O2 sensor 1/1 heater performance code. In plain language, the PCM is commanding the upstream oxygen sensor heater and may not be seeing the sensor warm up the way it expects. The driver may only notice the MIL, but depending on operating conditions, fuel control and readiness behavior can be affected. The broad fault areas are the heater control side, the heater ground side, the sensor heater itself, connector condition, or, after the rest of the circuit checks out, the PCM. Start with the basic system checks before getting deep into the heater circuit. This monitor runs with the engine running, with O2 1/1 heater duty cycle greater than 0% and battery voltage greater than 11.0 volts. The code sets when the PCM detects no temperature change in the O2 sensor heater element, while the heater circuit is active. First, use the scan tool to run the O2 sensor 1/1 heater operation test. Turn the ignition off, then wait a minimum of 8 minutes so the O2 sensor can cool down. Before continuing the test, let the O2 sensor voltage stabilize between 4, 6 and 5.0 volts. Turn the ignition on, actuate the O2 sensor 1/1 heater test with the scan tool, and monitor O2 sensor 1/1 voltage for at least 2 minutes. The decision point is simple. Does the voltage stay above 4.5 volts? If it does, keep going into the heater element resistance check. If it does not stay above 4.5 volts, do not force the rest of this flow. Handle it as an intermittent condition path. Next, check the O2 sensor 1/1 heater element itself. Turn the ignition off and allow the O2 sensor to cool down to room temperature. Disconnect the O2 sensor 1/1 harness connector. Measure resistance across the sensor heater element between the O2 heater control terminal and the heater ground terminal. The heater element resistance value should be measured at 21.1 degrees C, 70 degrees F, and remember that this value changes with temperature. You are looking for the resistance to be between 2.0 and 30.0 ohms. If it is in range, move on to the heater control circuit. If it is not in range, verify good pentaterminal contact at the sensor and control module connectors. If no connector problems are found, replace the O2 sensor, then verify the repair and confirm the code stays gone. Now check the K99 O2 sensor 1/1 heater control circuit for an open or high resistance condition. Do not probe the PCM harness connectors. Probing there can damage the PCM terminals and create poor terminal-to-pin contact. Use the GPEC diagnostic adapter for this part of the diagnosis. Connect the GPEC diagnostic adapter 10436, disconnect the PCM-C2 harness connector, and measure resistance of the K99 heater control circuit from the O2 sensor 1/1 harness connector to the GPEC adapter. The resistance needs to be below 3.0 ohms. If it is below 3.0 ohms, continue to the heater ground circuit. If it is not below 3.0 ohms, repair the excessive resistance in the K99 O2 sensor 1/1 heater control circuit, then verify the repair and confirm the code stays gone. After the control side checks out, test the O2 sensor 1/1 heater ground circuit for an open or high resistance condition. Measure resistance between ground and the O2 sensor 1/1 heater ground circuit at the O2 sensor harness connector. Again, the resistance needs to be below 3.0 ohms. If it is below 3.0 ohms, go into connector and harness inspection. If it is not below 3.0 ohms, repair the excessive resistance in the O2 sensor 1/1 heater ground circuit. Then verify the repair and confirm the code stays gone. With the circuit checks complete, inspect the related harness connections. Disconnect all PCM harness connectors, any related inline harness connectors if equipped, and the related component connectors. Look closely for connector installation problems, damaged locks, corrosion, signs of water intrusion, whether seal damage if equipped, bent terminals, overheating from a poor connection, terminals pushed back in the cavity, spread terminals, and poor terminal tension. Repair any conditions found. Then reconnect the PCM connectors, inline connectors if equipped, and related component connectors, making sure everything is fully seated and the connector locks are fully engaged. Erase the DTCs with the scan tool, then test drive or operate the vehicle under the monitored and set conditions. Read the DTCs again. If P0135 returns after these checks, replace and program the PCM. Then verify the repair and confirm the code stays gone. If it does not return, the repair is the poor connection or connector condition that was corrected, and you still verify that the code stays gone. The takeaway on P0135 is to prove heater operation first, then work through the sensor heater, the control circuit, the ground circuit, and the connector integrity before condemning the PCM. Keep the verification separate from the testing, and make sure the code stays gone under the same operating conditions that run the monitor. For more diagnostic training, visit stepdiagnostics.com.